Hey mamas, it's your girl Carrie, and welcome back to another episode of Mom Life, Career Life. Today we're talking about what to do when everything feels urgent, when your stress levels are high, your thoughts are racing, and you can't even tell what actually matters anymore. You know that moment when every email just feels urgent, every decision feels heavy, and your brain is just juggling work and family and life all at once. And in this episode, I'm walking you through simple grounding steps to help you identify what really matters when you're on the brink of complete overwhelm. And if you're someone who feels like your brain is constantly running in the background, especially when you're trying to plan your days or your weeks, I've created a resource that so many moms are loving so far that are really going to help make some of those decisions that are swirling around your brain for you. It's my ChatGPT prompts for working moms, designed to help you get those thoughts out of your head, organize your priorities, and plan with a lot less overwhelm and a lot more intention. Go grab it for free. The link is in the show notes and it pairs perfectly with today's conversation. All right, mamas, let's jump into today's episode. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work, time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, a mom of three, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being so intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Let's talk about that feeling, the one where everything just feels so urgent. Everything feels so important, and your brain is just spinning so fast that you can't even tell what you're stressed about anymore. You just know that you are stressed. You're trying to make decisions, but every choice just feels heavy. You're trying to focus, but your thoughts keep jumping ahead. You're trying to calm down, but your body just won't get the memo. You're second guessing everything. And somewhere in the middle of all that, you think, why can't I just get it together? So let me stop you right there. If you've ever felt this way, it doesn't mean that you're bad at managing your time. And it definitely doesn't mean you're failing. I know we're so hard on ourselves sometimes. It means that you're a working mom living in a world that just constantly demands more than really is reasonable for one human to deal with. And here's the truth that no one tells us. And we touched on this a little bit last week too. Overwhelm usually doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from trying to move forward without clarity. When everything feels important, nothing feels manageable. And when you're stressed or anxious, your brain is not operating from a place of logic. It's operating from a place of protection. So today I'm sharing 6 tips to help you do 2 things. First, to understand why stress makes it so hard to identify what really matters. And 2, to give you practical ways to reconnect with what matters, even in the middle of all the chaos and overwhelm. Tip number 1, don't trust stressful thoughts because they really shrink your perspective. When you're stressed, your brain goes into survival mode. So that means everything feels urgent, everything feels really personal, everything feels like it needs your attention right now. And this is not because everything is actually urgent, it's because your nervous system is trying to keep you safe. So, first, here's a little mindset shift I want you to take with you. Clarity does not come before calm. Calm comes before clarity. And if you're trying to figure out what matters most while your nervous system is completely activated, it's like trying to read a map during an earthquake. So instead of asking, what should I do right now? Try asking, what would help me feel just 10% calmer? And that might be stepping away for 5 minutes, taking a drink of water, taking a few deep breaths, closing one tab mentally or physically. You don't need to solve every problem. You just need to stabilize yourself enough to think clearly. And honestly, if you could really take the time to calm your nervous system, if you're completely on edge, find something that you really like to do that calms you. Mine are going on my river walk, my little escape with nature. It totally clears my head. When I'm feeling completely overwhelmed or on the verge of losing it, it really helps. And honestly, a bath does complete wonders for me too. The water just calms my nervous system. And I set the scene to be completely spa-like. I try to make the room dark. I light some candles. I play spa music. And when I enter the bath, I do this little Reiki meditation to really center myself. But baths require a lot of time and quiet in the house, so it's not something I could do as often as I would like to. But maybe for you, it's driving or going for a run. Just find what that thing is for you and let it be your go-to. Tip number 2, urgent does not equal important. And this one is huge. Stress tells you everything matters equally, but that's totally not true. So here's a grounding question I want you to come back to when everything just feels really loud. The question is, if I solved nothing else today, what would still matter tonight? Not tomorrow, not next week, tonight. And for most moms, most of the time, the answer is something like being present with my kids, protecting my energy, saying no, showing up with patience, resting your body, not snapping at everyone because you're tired. Very rarely is the answer that email, that meeting, the one thing that can absolutely wait. And when you're stressed, work feels like life or death sometimes, but most of the time, it absolutely is not. And sometimes when you're so stressed, you're not able to answer these questions. So talking out with your partner can be totally helpful. When I'm really stressed, I talk to Russ, and he's really good at getting me in a better place and help me identify what really matters and what can totally wait or what's not worth my time. And sometimes it really helps me identify what he can take off my plate. So win-win. We don't have to do it all, mamas. It takes a village. So reach out for support where you can, delegate where you can. Tip number 3, separate real problems from mental noise. And this is one of my favorite coaching tools because it's so simple and yet so powerful. When your mind is racing, ask yourself these 3 questions. Is this something I can control right now? Is this something that actually requires action today? Or is this something my brain is making a bigger deal than it actually is? Because here's what happens when you're anxious. Your brain starts running the what if scenarios, not because they're true, but because uncertainty feels unsafe. So instead of letting every thought take center stage, mentally sort them into 2 buckets. Bucket 1 is actionable today or this week. The next bucket is mental noise. And mental noise doesn't mean it doesn't matter. It just means that it doesn't need your attention right now. You're allowed to say, I see this thought and I'm choosing not to carry it tonight. And sometimes it helps with writing the mental noise down, get it out of your head, and revisit it tomorrow when you might be in a mentally better place. Tip number 4, anchor back to your non-negotiables. When stress pulls you in 100 different directions, your non-negotiables are what's going to pull you back to that center. And these are the things that matter even when life is chaotic. Your health, please make your health a priority, ladies. I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you book all your well visits, your mammograms, your pap smears, your colonoscopy if you're getting up to that age. Get everything checked, especially if you have health insurance. Your marriage, your kids, your faith, your peace, your values, those are the things that matter. So when you're unsure what to prioritize, ask yourself, which choice supports the life I'm trying to build, not just the pressure I'm feeling today. And you'd be surprised how clarifying that question can be. Because sometimes the most aligned decisions aren't going to make you feel the most productive, but they're going to protect you. They're protecting your energy, protecting your presence, protecting your mental health, which is so important. And I've been doing a lot to protect my energy and my mental health lately. A mom posted something recently, and I really wish I had a better memory or that I wrote it down or that I saved it. But it was around winter being designed to force us to slow down. And that's exactly what I've done the past couple of weeks. I've said no to a lot of things. I haven't forced family time or outings. I've been really content with just staying home and watching movies and just doing stuff around the house. And I don't feel guilty about it because I know it's what my body needs. Tip number 5, use the zoom out test. And this is a big one because stress is so zoomed in. It whispers things like, this is so huge. If I don't handle this right now, everything's going to fall apart. If I drop the ball, everything's going to unravel. This one thing is the difference between keeping it all together or not. But stress convinces you that that one email, that one decision, that one moment holds everything together. Like the entire system depends on this one thing. But most of the time, that's not reality. That's your nervous system trying to protect you. So when you're feeling that overwhelm, zoom out. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week, in a month, in a year? And if the answer is no, it doesn't get to dominate your nervous system today. That doesn't mean that you're ignoring the responsibility. It just means that you're choosing a better perspective. And if you're listening right now thinking, okay, but I'm still overwhelmed, that's okay. This episode isn't about fixing everything. It's about reminding you that clarity returns when you ease the pressure. Tip number 6, what really matters is often quiet. And this is something I've learned over and over again, both personally and with the moms I coach. What truly matters rarely is screaming for your attention. It doesn't show up as urgency. It shows up almost as like this quiet nudge, a feeling, a value, a knowing, and stress completely drowns that out. So if you're struggling to hear what matters most right now, it's not because it disappeared. It's because things got really loud. And honestly, journaling totally helps with this. You could write down what you feel is really urgent and loud right now, and then take a minute to look it over through the lens of some of the tips I shared and really weed out the things that can wait, the things that you can get someone else to do, or the things that really just don't matter. And I want to leave you with this. You don't need perfect clarity when you're stressed. You don't need to make every right decision. And you don't have to have it all mapped out. You just need one steady truth to come back to, especially on the days when everything feels heavy, because what really matters usually isn't the loudest thing in your life. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with another mom who could use the reminder too. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.